Welcome to Pike Creek Farm. My name is Renee, and I just thought I would do a video showing you some of the things I've done this weekend. Just a vlog, I guess you would say, with a variety of items. So thank you for joining me. And here I was starting to do some Christmas decorations. I just got that mushroom ornament on Saturday. So I just thought I would show you, not quite the mess. Yesterday was recovering from Thanksgiving and then getting the broth ready, and then today was heating it up, and it's going. You can probably hear it in the background. And then this project got put in the mix, and it's just a striped wool blanket, nothing fancy, but it works really nice for camping, and it needs to be washed. Jim found some stuff had been spilled on it from the kids and stuff, so, and I said, well, I didn't want to wash it with this edge frame, so I said I need to sew it before we wash it and hang it up. And I'm trying to do it so like Mom even like sealed the ends where she rolled it over, so it's really sealed well so it won't fray, and it's been this way over 20 years, I guess, because I've had it for that long. So it is not a beautiful blanket, but it is warm, but not too heavy, and it's just a really nice blanket. So I just thought I would share what I'm working on, and when I finish it up and start doing the blanket stitch, I will show you that. Now, I am no expert at this, but what I'm trying to do is I have it rolled over so that the raw edge is under, and then I'm trying to pick up like one thread on the bottom, like one, and then hooking onto the edge one, pulling it tight, and it kind of then tucks underneath. First, Mom's tucks a lot better than mine, but hey, you got to keep doing it, don't you, to get better. So there's one. She had to hem a lot of my pants. I'm short, so this is what she would do. And she would cut off the material and measure it and get it all even and do a hem like this. And the goal is that on this side you don't see big stitches puckering or anything. So it's looking pretty good that way. So I'm gonna keep doing down here and then go around this edge where it's rolled, so that is all sealed. And then I'm gonna wash this. Okay, I am to the end. You know, and this is an old blanket. It's nothing special, but you know, blankets are expensive, and Jim just likes this, that this wool blanket isn't real heavy, but it's warm, and it's perfect when we go camping. I believe we had it on our boat and when I was a child. So I'm at the end now, and I'm going to seal this up so not the threads there don't come loose. And I just don't see the point in, you know, I want to preserve it and keep it and use it rather than just go buy a new blanket and throw this away, because to buy a blanket with this kind of material anyway, I mean, I know it's not gorgeous, but you can't find them like this, and it would be expensive to go like to LL Bean or something and buy a wool blanket. So I'm just gonna go from the end, pull it tight, come back over and go on the edge, the loop, and the other edge. I've been crocheting a lot lately. I'm working on a, I guess you call it a scrap again. I'm doing kind of like a patchwork, using up yarn I have, but then I'm gonna have to buy some more. I decided to. I have a yarn issue. Oops, I lost my thread. And then I have a little sweater I'm gonna crochet for my grandson. I have to get the right size needle. And I forgot to write down what size I needed when I went to the store today, to the Ben Franklin, so I'll have to go back there. So, see, there we go. Mom used that blind stitch for hems, on dresses, on pants. She would hem curtains, drapes, you know, to get to the right. So see, that's all sealed now. It's nice and tight. So I'm going to finish this thread off. And I'm gonna wash this on a light cycle. And then I will show you what it looks like. And then my plan is to take it back to how it was with the blanket stitch accent here. It really goes nice with the stripes. So I will bring you back and show you. And I know this is different than my cooking videos or canning videos, but I thought I would just show you this project I'm working on, and just, you know, to remind people that you don't need to get rid of something if it has a tear or it's showing some wear. You know, it's good to reuse, you know, to fix and keep it serviceable. So I'm gonna get this washed. So I'm gonna go put this in the wash. Like I said, it's not a gorgeous blanket or anything, but it's very vintage and full of memories, and we just really enjoy it. And you know what? And I just saw there is like a little hole here. I am going to mend that too, so it doesn't open up. There's still threads going across. So I'm gonna mend that before I put it into the wash real quick. Seven quarts of turkey broth, stock, whatever you want to call it, are out. And they're really freaky because they will just start bubbling. You've seen a reflection of the fan there and of the decoration, but it's weird because they'll be calm and then they just start bubbling and the lids will go up and down. So you can see bubbles in that one. And in the back there. And Jim took the dogs are eating. I gave them some of the broth. And I gotta do all my dishes. But we have a fire going. And Jim has the wool blanket there drying. So it looks much brighter and cleaner. And I found a few little places that are getting thin that I need to fix. But it smells nice. So next will be the blanket stitch. Today I'm going to make some egg bites because we have a lot of eggs. So I am going to make them a little different this time than I've done before. I was reading and I want to add some Greek yogurt to add some extra protein, creaminess. And I'm going to fill this cake pan with hot water and put it in the oven. And that will give off some steam as it cooks and help them to cook more evenly and not bubble up as much. I mean, I like them anyway, but I want to try it this way and see what the texture is like. So and I didn't have any much fresh vegetables on hand, so I am using some dehydrated or freeze-dried broccoli and onions and some potato shreds. I buy these all the time. They're really nice for making hash browns and for adding to casseroles. And I debated whether to do it in a pie plate, but I am going to use this pan and spray them. Make sure you spray your pan well. I'd like to get a silicone pan because then they pop out better. That's the one thing about egg bites is they kind of stick some. So I'm hoping maybe this method will be a little less. We'll find out. It's an experiment, but I'm gonna have some good breakfast food to grab and go for work. And it's a crazy week. And so I'm trying to relax this weekend and enjoy the time home and de-stress. So anyway, I'm gonna just get some hot water in this and put it down there, and I'll bring you back. I put that on the bottom rack. Then the middle rack, I will put the egg bites. Okay, I'm gonna crack my eggs into a separate bowl first. I don't always do that. And I'm afraid one of these times I'm gonna be upset with myself for not doing that. I have 8 eggs out. Usually I figure 1 egg per cup, but with adding the yogurt, that's gonna stretch it a little more. I also grabbed out some Swiss cheese because I have some sliced Swiss cheese that needs to be used. Let's give these a whisk. Get out the yogurt. I'm gonna just guesstimate. Mix that in so it's not gloopy. You can put it in a blender. In fact, I could use my immersion blender. There. Wasn't getting it in the right spot. So let's do it this way to get this blended better. Perfect. I didn't want any pockets of Greek yogurt. I don't think children like that. Add some pepper. And some salt. I'm just doing table salt. Whisk that in. Oh, nice and creamy. I'm going to take out some of these slices of Swiss cheese. Stack, let's see. I'm going to take 3 slices. Cut it into strips. So little dices of Swiss cheese to be little pockets of flavor. So we're going to add that in. Okay, I'm going to drain the water off of this, and we'll come back and add that into it. So I just put my hand and let it drain, then kind of squeezed. So I'm going to add this in. Broccoli, potatoes, onions, That might have too many potatoes. Let's see. I cooked a few slices of bacon too. So I'm going to break that up in it. Have the oven on 300. Yes, 300. Hopefully something comes out of this. Okay. Might not be enough to make 12 actually, but we'll see. The Thrive Life broccoli is very good, but it is little pieces, so it works good for casseroles and things like that, in my opinion. I'm gonna put these in. And I might have been able to make each one a little smaller and put another one here, but I think this will be fine. So I'm gonna stick them in. Here they are, firm. So I'm gonna take them out. I'd like to try it next time without the potato shreds, which I love in it, but to get the true texture of the eggs, because it does seem creamier. So, but these are good for this week. My afternoon I spent watching Christmas movies and crocheting on the scrapkin that I'm working on, using up some of my leftover yarns. And I'm making it like a patchwork, where it's going to be every color has a different stitch. And there's the Christmas movie that I was watching. And snow in the background, first snow of the year. So it was kind of enjoyable and relaxing, which was a nice end to the holiday weekend. And this has been a fun project to work on, to try and think of a different stitch for each square. And I probably will have to buy some yarn. Defeats the purpose, I know, but I need to buy some yarn to add some other colors to it. Then I got to figure out how I'm going to join them and border it. So it's been fun to be creative and take my time and work on this project. And I like to have something in my hands when I'm watching TV in the evening. It just is enjoyable to me. Here are some of the squares. I've done royal blue and white, and I'm working on the gray. I want to add like a burgundy and a gold and just go through my stash. And I put out a few more decorations, but thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. See you next time at Pike Creek Farm.